In a quiet little village called Riverbend, there lived a bright and spirited girl named Liana. She was just 9 years old, but her dreams were taller than the highest hill she could see. Liana's greatest wish was to climb the Peak of Hopes, a towering, mist-covered mountain just beyond the village. No child her age had ever made it to the top. Some villagers said it was far too steep. Others claimed it was simply impossible. But deep in her heart, a small voice kept whispering, "You can do it." One fresh morning, Liana stood at the base of the mountain with her small backpack packed neatly. Bread, a flask of water, and a little journal. She tightened her shoelaces, looked up at the enormous slope and whispered, "It looks so high, but I believe I can make it." Just as she took her first step, her best friend Amara came running toward her. "Liana, are you really going to climb the Peak of Hopes?" Liana nodded with quiet determination. "But you're too small," Amara said. "Even my big sister turned back halfway." "I might be small," Liana replied, "but I believe in myself." Amara shook her head. "I still think it's impossible." Liana just smiled. "See you at the top." At first, the climb was easy. The ground was soft. Birds sang above her, and she hummed a tune. But soon the slope became steeper. Her legs ached, and the sun pressed heavy on her back. A tiny voice inside her whispered, "Maybe Amara was right. Maybe this is too hard." She sat on a rock and opened her journal. The night before, she had written a note to herself. "Dear Liana, no matter what happens, remember, you are brave, you are strong, you can do it. Love, me." She read it slowly, smiled, and stood up. "Come on, legs, we're not stopping now." Higher and higher she climbed until she met an old shepherd with kind eyes and a long white beard. "Where are you headed, young one?" he asked. "To the top of the Peak of Hopes," Liana said proudly. The old man chuckled. "You have courage, but the next part is harder. Most turn back here." Liana gazed at the rocky slope ahead. It looked dangerous, but she took a deep breath. "Thank you, sir, but I believe I can make it." The shepherd's smile deepened. "Then don't let anyone turn you away." The climb grew rougher. Her feet slipped on loose stones, her knees scraped, but she didn't stop. Every step made her heart stronger. Finally, she reached a ledge where the whole village lay below. Tiny houses, winding roads, green fields spread like a quilt. "Wow," she whispered. "I've never seen the world like this before." But just as she began the last stretch, dark clouds rolled in. Thunder rumbled. Rain poured down. The wind shoved at her, cold and sharp. She found a small cave and took shelter, hugging her knees. The voice in her head grew louder. "Maybe I should turn back. This is too much." She looked at her journal again. The words were smudged from raindrops, but she could still read them. "You are brave. You are strong. You can do it." Closing her eyes, she whispered, "I believe in me." When the rain eased, she stepped out and climbed the final path, one careful step at a time. At last, she reached the top. The sky cleared and a rainbow arched across the horizon. The wind felt warm now, almost like a hug. Liana stood tall, arms wide open. "I did it," she laughed. "I really did it." Down in Riverbend, Amara and the other villagers spotted a small figure at the peak. "Is that Liana?" someone asked. "She made it," Amara whispered, amazed. That evening, when Liana returned to the village, muddy but glowing with joy, people surrounded her. "How did you do it?" they asked. She smiled and said, "I just kept telling myself I could. I believed in me, even when it was hard." From that day on, Liana became a quiet hero in Riverbend. Not because she had special powers or tools, but because she proved that believing in yourself can take you higher than anyone else thinks possible. Want more stories like this? Click on the video on your screen for more inspiring tales. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments.